Experience Safarimo. Safarimo is a unique board game designed for both kids and adults. Let's check its unique features. The game board, with its cloth made from soft-touch fabric material and Safarimo printed leather label, will give you an unforgettable experience. The box contains 1 pieces tailor-made soft-touch cloth game board, 12 pieces button-shaped pawn with 6 color options and 1 piece king snake colored dice. 1. Select the game mode before start. Single pawn or multi-pawn. Single pawn mode. Each player plays with 1 pawn. It is more basic compared to multiplayer mode and provides less strategic attempts. If you are playing with a kid under 6 years old, it's better to choose single pawn mode. Multi-pawn mode. Each player controls more than 1 pawn. Much more alternative moves, combinations and strategy. You can control your any pawn on any turn you wish. Make your own strategy. 2-player mode alternatives. One player can control 3, 4, or 6 pawns. 3-player mode alternatives. One player can control 3 or 4 pawns. 2. Start point and the route. Start Safarimo from the point where the toucan bird is. The checkpoint next to the toucan bird is the first box counted when starting the move according to the number of dice rolled. After choosing the game mode, select your pawn. Players roll dice to determine the player order. Lowest throw of the dice starts. Thus the player who highest throw of the dice, gets the Safarimo lock advantage. Pawns move in a clockwise direction according to the dice rolled. Decide carefully which direction you will go on track turnouts. Decide carefully if you would use alternative track or not. 3. Objective of the game. Finish the safari first. Reach the safari hat first. The first player who finishes the safari route first wins the game. Reach the safari hat first. On multi-pawn mode, your all pawns must complete the route to finish the game. 4. The Safarimo lock and functions of the circles. With the unique Safarimo lock function you can lock the other players and get ahead of them. Be careful, you could get locked too. When you get to the lockbox, if there are other player or players in that circle, you can lock all players' pawns by putting your pawn on them. The locking pawn is on all pawns. When you are locked. For single pawn mode, you can't move, you need to wait for the pawn which locked you to move. For multi-pawn mode, if any pawn locked pawn cannot be moved, you can move your other pawns. If your all pawns are locked, the next player has to move his, her pawn to unlock you. Let's check the remaining rules. Then you are ready to play. The lock circle. As described, you lock the other player if other player already there, or you are locked if any other player move his, her pawn to same circle when you are there. The blue circle. You are on the safe area. No locking can happen here. The green circle. Great! You fed an animal or took its photo. Move your pawn forward as same number of dots in the circle. The pink circle. You are so close to the animal and you made it angry. Move your pawn back as same number of dots in the circle. If your new position where you are moving back is the Safarimo lock circle and there are other pawns in that circle, your pawn will be placed at the bottom and locked by the other pawns. The red circle, you are attacked by the wild animal. Return to the nearest checkpoint. If you come across the same wild animal for the second time, you do not need to return to the checkpoint. The checkpoint, if you are attacked by the wild animal, return to the nearest checkpoint back. The spider web. You got caught in the spider web. Pass your next turn to next player, wait one turn. The dice circle. Throw the dice again. If you are playing in the multi-pawn mode, you can move any of your pawns in your second move. Change direction. If you come to the change direction circle, you can change your route to avoid the tiger attack, the choice is yours. But you have to decide before you roll your next dice. Safarimo lock also applies to this circle. Play dead. If you wish, you can pretend to be dead to avoid being attacked by the bear. But before you roll your next dice, you must decide. In this case, you change your route, but you must wait one turn. Safarimo lock also applies to this circle. The Safarimo hat. You won. The first player to reach the Safarimo hat wins the game. On multi-pawn mode, your all pawns must reach to Safarimo hat to finish the game.